Tonight's big news, we've called President Trump a moron, sexual predator, and even accused him of trying to shoot JonBenet Ramsey and accidentally hitting the challenger. But even though he's done all that and worse, we have forgiven him after reading this. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has notified public health officials in all 50 states and 5 large cities to prepare to distribute a coronavirus vaccine. That means we can finally engage in close physical contact with our friends. In other words, it's makeout time. Brian, how are you celebrating besides some all-night rooftop jiu-jitsu in the rain with Fareed Zakaria?
I think it's going to cause a lot of worry and a lot of angst. Understandably, people are going to be skeptical, as they should be. And skepticism is the last thing we want when it comes to science and evidence-based vaccine research.
I'm making out too.
Nothing between now and November 3rd is going to be easy. Let me put it that way. Even the vaccine coverage and conversations.
Hold on. Yeah, I didn't read far enough. It says the vaccine is coming as soon as late October or early November, heightening concerns that the Trump administration is seeking to rush the distribution of a vaccine or simply to hype that one is possible before Election Day on November 3rd. Sorry about that, team. For what it's worth, I did really enjoy making out with all of you.
So much fun.
Wasn't my first, won't be my last.
Wow, bragging about kissing. What are you, 10 years old, Austin?
James, I get it. You're mad. Thank you for being open and vulnerable.
Oh, God. Now, the Trump administration has assured Americans that there will be massive fraud in this upcoming election. Here's President Trump saying promises made, promises kept.
Send it in early and then go and vote. And if it's not tabulated, you vote. And the vote is going to count.
Intentionally voting twice is illegal, so be ready for the president to hand out 60 million pardons. Now, Brian, traditionally, election night coverage consists of a nerd poking at a 5-foot iPad and Karl Rove praying for a commercial break so he can beef. How will this year be different?
Because you're going to see 10 times as much of that. We're going to have anchors working in
More
shifts
beefing.
because they're going to be on for days and days. And that's because it's going to take so long to count the results. I think everybody needs to prepare for that now, so no one is surprised on election night when it turns out to be just the beginning of election week.
Yeah, I don't know. If election night goes past 8 p.m., I'm going to need to bump some Adderall from Uncle Jake.
Don't worry, I got you, bro.
We all know where this is heading. Trump wins mysteriously with 97% of the vote. He threatens dissident journalists, and I keep my mouth shut because I just closed on a condo with a zero-gravity beanbag chair.
Yeah, you got to keep it quiet in the name of your finances. Now, Brian, your new book, Hoax, argues that the Trump administration has a uniquely close relationship with Fox News. Are you seriously arguing there was a time when the most powerful man in the world wasn't taking his cues from Greg Gutfeld?
I know it's hard to believe. I know it feels like so long ago. 4 short years ago, Barack Obama was watching ESPN at night instead of watching you all or watching Fox News. And those seem like really innocent times now. It seems like so long ago.
That does explain why Obama was so weak on the threat posed by Meryl Streep. Now let's talk about Fox News host and man who will be disappointed there's no Vineyard Vines in hell, Tucker Carlson. We're going to play something he said last week, followed by something Trump 2020 National Press Secretary Hogan Gidley said this week.
People in charge from the governor of Wisconsin on down refused to enforce the law. They stood back and they watched Kenosha burn. So are we really surprised that looting and arson accelerated to murder? How shocked are we that 17-year-olds with rifles decided they had to maintain order when no one else would?
When these Democrat-controlled cities, the mayors and the governors are telling police to stand down and not do the jobs they were hired to do, preventing them from doing their job, it's no wonder why people would want to take up arms and protect themselves and protect their businesses, protect their livelihoods.
Would it just be easier to fold the Trump administration into Fox News so we don't have to hear the same things twice?
This feedback loop is so loopy. The feedback loop starts on Fox, goes to Trump, then goes back to Fox. And it is hard to tell where Trump ends and where Fox begins. I had a former producer for Fox and Friends say to me, yeah, people think Trump tells us what to say. Hell no, we tell him what to say. And at that point in the conversation, I had to pick my jaw back up off the floor.
I met Hogan on the trail in 2016. He was with Huckabee. I was teaching Martin O'Malley how to make his face imply thoughts and feelings. Hogan, buddy, you're better than plagiarism. Give me a call. Let's see if we can't shake things up a little.
Well, you know, if the governors did their jobs, there wouldn't be a need for citizens to, go into these...
Junior, you just can't repeat what you heard on the TV like Hogan Gidley did. You have to come up with your rationalizations for violence on your own.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, come back to me.
Now, congratulations, Brian, and what must have been a collaboration with a well-connected demon. You appear on Fortune's 40 Under 40 list. Obviously, the list is complete bullshit since I'm not on there, even though
Correct.
I broke the story that you can get free bread at Panera if you cry in front of the cashier. But here's what's more screwed up. You're on there with Beyonce Knowles Carter, okay?
Yeah, but they do have a lot in common. Beyonce sang the lyric, "Of course, sometimes go down when it's $1 billion on an elevator." And Brian's ridden an elevator before, so...
Very similar. Now, Brian, tell the audience why you deserve the same accolade as Beyonce and skip the part about how you're friends with John King.
I have no excuse to be on the same list as Beyonce, but I am embarrassed that
There
they
you go.
outed me as being under 40 years old. I tried to play 45 on television. That's what the balding thing is all about.
You were trying to diversify the list, I think, and bring in some underrepresented bald people.
Right, exactly.
I just want to say, I probably didn't make the list because I look so young. But if I was asked, I would have abstained. What I do is art, and there's no competition in art.
God, why do all the guys I kiss turn out to be such ass? Now, Laura Loomer just handcuffed herself to my inkjet, and that printer's my best friend. So let's wrap it there. Thank you to our analyst and guest, Brian Stelter. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
He is the New York Times best-selling author of Hoax, Donald Trump, Fox News, and the Dangerous Distortion of Truth. It's one of the highest-selling items on Amazon besides Code Red Dough Estrus, pure premium dough urine collected during the estrus cycle. Just $8.99 buys 3 2-ounce bottles so you can read Brian Stelter's Hoax while rock-hard bucks claw at your door.